So neutral and ground are the same thing since we bond them together at the service, right? Incorrect. Why do we bond neutral and equipment ground together, and why don't we bond them together anywhere else except for separately derived systems? Most of you already know the neutral is a grounded conductor. It being grounded has no effect on the purpose that it serves. We bond our neutral and ground together at the service. That way fault current can find its way back to the power source. A couple of big misconceptions in our industry is number one, the grounding electrodes are for fault current and making breakers trip, and number two, fault current finds its way back to earth. Current only flows on a closed loop. Kirchhoff's current law states that the amount of current entering a node must equal the amount of current leaving a node. The same logic applies to power sources if you think about it. What goes out must come back. The notion that fault current finds its way back to earth just doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying that fault current can't flow through Earth, I'm just saying that it doesn't flow to the Earth. The main bonding jumper or system bonding jumper is ultimately what's going to complete the circuit so that fault current can find its way back to the source. So if you take a look at this diagram right here, we have a 120 volt circuit feeding a load with a resistance of 10 ohms. Under normal operating conditions, it was pulling 12 amps, but we have a ground fault situation right here. So the ground fault path has a resistance of 0.1 ohms, which means that in this moment in time, there's 1200 amps flowing on the equipment grounding conductor, through the main bonding jumper, through the neutral, through the transformer. So in total, there's 1,212 amps flowing on this circuit in this frozen moment in time, and the breaker tripped in a blink of an eye. So why can't we bond our neutral and equipment grounding conductor together more than once on the same system? The answer is simple. Doing so would put your equipment grounding conductor in parallel with your neutral. By doing so, you will have effectively turned your equipment grounding conductor into a current carrying conductor. What that means is that the neutral current will be split between the two conductors in proportion to the resistance of each conductor. The most common mistake I see where this is concerned is handymen and homeowners installing a green bonding screw inside of a sub panel, not realizing that that's an issue. So in conclusion, your neutral and equipment grounding conductor only get bonded together once per system, but you better bond them together if you want any hope of your breakers tripping in the event of a ground fault.